نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما اللهم انفعني بما علمتني وعلمني ما ينفعني. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What all other methods do wrong? They should have taught Arabic first. No, I would not say that. Because to make 4 to 5 year old kid to memorize thousands of vocab and then to make them understand all the grammar rules and to make them fluent enough to understand Arabic is next to impossible. Even this is quite hard for a 14 to 15 year old boy or a girl. In this course, we took a different approach. We completely neglected the grammar and language learning process. And as for memorizing thousands of vocab, we memorized it in a weird but a funny way. So what is their mistake? It's revision. Let me explain this with this diagram. This is our forgetting curve. This is how we forget. This point A denotes the moment we memorize something. At that instant, 100% information is retained in our brain. But just after 1 hour, we are at point B. That means just after 1 hour, only 60% of information is retained. That means in just 1 hour, almost half of the things you have memorized is forgotten. Similarly, after 1 day, 50% is lost. After 3 days, 60% is lost. After 1 week, 70% is lost. After 1 month, almost 75% is lost. So from this chart, we can get one good thing and one bad thing. Good thing is that after you memorize something, you will retain some information even after years. And the bad thing is that within just 1 hour, you will forget almost half of the information, which depresses majority of people, but it should not depress you. Since in this course, we will be using this to our advantage. One more thing you should know is that when we revise, at that instant, the retained information goes to 100%. And after revision, the rate of forgetting becomes lesser than the previous one. i.e., after 1 hour, 65% of data will be retained. And after 1 day, 55% of data will be retained. So you can see there is 5 to 10% increase in performance. And this rate of forgetting gets lower by each revision. This graph says the more you revise, the better it is. No, absolutely not. Quite the opposite. It is used to determine how less can we revise to gain maximum retention. Let's see at this example. Case 1, you memorized an ayah by rotting 1000 times. Case 2, you memorized an ayah by rotting just 5 times at day 0. Then you revised it 3 times after 1 day. Then you revised again 3 times after 1 week. Then again you revised 3 times after 1 month. In total, you read it 14 times. Case 3, you memorized an ayah 20 times at day 0. Then you revised it 20 times only after 1 month. Then 20 times after next 1 month. And then again 20 times after 1 month. In total, 60 times in 3 months. So which one would you remember after 1 year from the day you last read? Case 1 is by far the worst one. Someone put a whole lot of energy in memorizing something, then he left it completely. You may safely say that he would completely forget it by 1 year time. So rule number 1, do not exert too much pressure to memorize something on the first go. Whatever you read for the first time, you will quickly forget. Remember how you feel after exams? Because by the time the exam ends, you have certainly forgotten big chunk of information. So for the first time, just gloss over the context. For case 3, memorizing at regular interval of 1 month, there are many issues related to this one. First one is that by the time you revised for the first time, you have completely lost a large chunk of information. And there is no significant difference in rate of forgetting. And even after third revision, the rate of forgetting is still quite high. So rule number 2, don't let it fade away. Revise on time. As for case number 2, it is designed in such a way that the rate of forgetting gets slower every time and you don't lose a large chunk of information. so that even after 1 year you shall return around 50% of information. Isn't this nice? You read the least amount and retain the most. And see, this is exactly what we have done in our Quran pre-memorization. We revised after 1 day, 5 day and 25 day. I would like to compare this to some of the present popular Quran memorization methods. The first one, I do not know its name, but what they do is they memorize whole Quran, and after memorizing the whole Quran, they revise it. Imagine some of them revise only after 2 years. Let's look at Medina method. First day you read 40 times, next day you read 20 times, third day read 20 times, fourth day read 20 times, fifth day read 20 times, sixth revision is after 3 months, seventh revision is after 6 months. So you can see total 160 times in 6 months. Same mistake as case 3. Let's see at Turkey and Indonesian method, Ottoman method. Read each page 45 minutes. First revision after 1 month, second revision after 2nd month, and third revision after 4 months. 1 page per day. Again same mistake as that of case 3. All other methods do it in the same way. Either they read too many times on the first attempt or second attempt, or they revise at regular interval. These are two big problems in all of their methods. When I saw these methods, it feels like the sheikh who started these schools made the program which works best for them. This school had thousands of students, and only if they have conducted a simple experiment, they would have got much better result. This forgetting curve was made by a Evinguer scientist who experimented on himself how fast he forget, and he made this curve. During that time, he memorized random words like XYZ, WXP and others, and he made this curve. And then he later on he moved to a large number of students. This is how this curve was made. Neil Tyson, one of the prominent scientists of present time, but a Muslim hater, said Muslims were so advanced that if they had continued, all the Nobel Prize of physics, chemistry, math would have gone only to Muslims. He did not know the history of Islamic decline. My argument is that there are millions of people who memorize Quran. In fact, Islam gives so much importance on memorization, be it Quran, Hadith or Fiqh. Yet there is no significant research or experiment on memorization. Why have we failed to make any research on this? All the experiments I have read till now are done by non-Muslims, and there are no Muslims who are world memory champions. And even though we Muslims give so much importance to memorization, there's one more thing I would like to state about all this method is that whatever method I have found till now are all similar. They look different, but in core they are same. Rote memorization combined with regular interval revision.